On this special edition of the Escape Podcast. The Galaxy of Heroes world is divided by the news this afternoon of Arnold Q101's alt account ban. The Llama is putting down her book and she's joining us for this live breaking news recording, and we talk about what this could mean for content creators, and we'll also address the claims that Arnold made in his video, as well as the comments about communities that he made. This and more breaking news as and if it happens right here on the Escape Podcast.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome into this edition, guys. Neil is flanked by me, as usual, and the very own Storytime herself, Miss Llama. Hello, Llama.
Hello,
Llama,
Padawans.
Thank you very much, Run DMV, and for the 200 bits that you sent. Guys, this is not going to be an easy episode. This is a episode that Neil and I haven't even talked about. We could have the same opinions.
No, probably not.
Have different opinions.
Come on, how often do we share the same opinion?
Yeah.
That's what makes us the dynamic duo. We completely disagree on so much, but we are, civilized human beings. So I understand you have a difference of opinion, and I don't call you, names and horrible things, and you disagree with me, but you don't call me names and horrible things,
To your face.
To you, of course, to each other. I didn't mean behind closed doors, Still don't understand why you like the sequel trilogy. Sucks.
I like all Star Wars. Star Wars is Star Wars.
Except Disney Star Wars.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, the reason we're coming to you guys live right now is, of course, the video that Arnold posted he posted it on Twitter at 2:58 p.m. And this is his tweet. EA turns a blind eye towards what Capital Games is doing. They ban me for using another's account to make videos, but they negotiate with cheaters, hackers, and allow them to keep playing. Another example of how Capital Games abuses content creators. Thoughts on that? First to you, Llama.
I mean, I can tell he's really upset, and I don't blame him. I would be as well. This is, he's doing something that he loves, right? And especially when there's evidence that things aren't fair across the board, right? If things were fair and even across the board, I would understand, but no warning, no negotiations, no nothing, I'd be pretty upset too. I mean, I know how much time and energy that I've put into my account, and if that were to happen to me, I would be very upset.
I'll respond to you in a second here on my thoughts on what you said, Llama. Neil?
Yeah, it sucks. If you've spent a boatload of money on an account, regardless of what account you spent it on, it sucks to have it banned, without warning. Just see a message, your account is banned. For breaching a section of the terms of service that 99.9% of content creators have breached, because they have. Just that's it, just gone. Your account's gone. I mean, I hope that he's able to discuss with them and have it negotiated, because if you were free to play and you were banned, it'd hurt, you'd suck, but there's no financial investment in that account. If you've made a heavy 4-digit investment in an account and it gets banned, that's really, really going to hurt. Not just in the pocket, but emotionally as well. Because it's not just the money, it's the time, the effort. It's going to suck. It's really, really going to hurt.
The thing about Arnold's this account, though, it's more than a 4-digit investment. That's another thing.
I know the account is more his investment. The investment in the account prior to him taking on the role of the investor in the account was, yes, it was in the 5 digits. I'm talking about his investment in the account. his investment in the account is probably only in the 4 digits at the moment.
Yeah.
When you take, I mean, if you were to take into consideration Cara Dune, the Mandalorian, and
Grief.
Grief Karga, that's a heavy investment right there in them characters. But obviously prior to that, yeah, we're talking 5 digits. I'm talking about Arnold's investment in the account. Arnold's investment in the account is in the 4 digits. And if you invest 4 digits into anything and it just gets taken away from you without any notification, without any warning, nothing, absolutely nothing, you're gonna be pissed.
Yeah. So we have you mentioned the proof of the cheaters and all that, Llama. You're talking about this Bulldog video that we talked about 2 weeks ago, right?
Right.
Okay. So if you were not around for that, I'm about to blow your mind. Let's look though at the Arnold video. He started it out in the grandiose theatrical way that he does. And then he basically says that he started out by saying that CG banned him. But when he shows the picture proof, he has communication from EA High Command. EA and CG, while they are partners, are individual entities. What happened here is that Arnold reached out to EA Answers for help, and EA discovered the transfer of ownership of the account, which is a violation of terms of service and has the possibility of being banned. Now, he then went on to talk about how hackers and cheaters, and the only evidence that he gave was the Bulldog video, and he didn't even reference Bulldog as the source for that image until much later. He didn't even reference Bulldog was the source of the image, but he mentioned Bulldog later in the video. The video, or the screenshot that he grabbed, was from a supposed Lucifer's daddy. That post, if you look at the Bulldog video, that post, he was referencing that this person had a lifetime ban when it said, or a 5-month ban. And then the post itself that he's showing on the screen said, we have to give you a 1-week ban. And you know what? For the record, ladies and gentlemen, the ally code of this account, the ally code is 617-949-753. Once again, that's 617-949-753. This is the confirmed cheater, according to Bulldog, that was unbanned. On Wednesday, May the 13th, this account became unbanned. The account was then rebanned on Wednesday, May 27th. The account, and this is what and this is what Cubs failed to tell you in their freak out video when they rushed to create their the PTI. What's it called? Rogue Actions?
Yeah.
This is the account that they're talking about. How it's unbanned and it's still going. Guys, no, you didn't do your research. This account has been rebanned.
I wasn't aware that GG showed a banned or unbanned status of an account on the website.
It has not been touched, and it no longer is in a.
So all we can say with certainty is that the account is inactive, not that it has been unbanned.
Okay,
We can't
I'll
say
tell.
that the ban has been reinstated. All we can say with 100% certainty is that the account is inactive because it has not climbed. So we're not even certain it's inactive. All we can say is this person is inactive in Squad Arena.
And
Fleet
Fleet
Arena.
Arena.
So all we can say with 100% certainty is it was unbanned in May, and that from what day did you say that the drop started?
The drop started on the day that the Bulldog video was released.
So the day
actually,
that the Bulldog video was released, the person in control of that account was either re-unbanned or went inactive. We can't say that the account was, with 100% certainty, rebanned. All we can say with 100% certainty is that they went inactive in Squad Arena and Fleet Arena because there are no more climbs.
Okay, I'll give you that. Neil. But everything points. There's no activity on this account since that time.
Yeah, but you saying that they've been unbanned is your speculation.
And it has data errors on GAC.
Which means that they couldn't. Which means they might just not have joined GAC. The person who is in charge of this account could simply be lying low because they know that there is so much heat on them right now. They could have control of their account, but they could just be not doing anything. It'd be interesting to see if we had a snapshot of what his squad status was when he started to drop and his squad status now. Take it just for educational purposes. 2 weeks from now, take a snapshot, a screenshot of what that account looks like from a Squad Arena point of view now, gears, relics, stuff like that. We'll have another look at it in 2 weeks. If there is stuff happening to the account, like characters are being geared up and stuff, then we can say he's active, just not active in the Squad Arenas and GAC. If nothing has happened to the account, we can legitimately speculate that the account has been potentially rebanned or it's just inactive. Speculating,
Neil,
yeah.
What I'm doing right now, that galactic power has been marked in our personal in our research area. Llama, you can confirm that, right?
I can.
All right. The current galactic power and all that information has been time stamped as of right now. So we will have an answer on that, and we will check back in on this in 2 weeks.
So in that case, then what you just said, your speculation would just head it with a speculation. Your speculation
okay. It has not been active. But the claim that CG did nothing as far as the account, that the SWGOH account, there is a very, 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 very large chance that they did reban it, in my opinion.
Darth Evil just posted that he has a guy who was banned and is able to play starting June 27th. He's joining his guild. He was banned and was in Bulldog's guild. Do you know why he was banned? What was his breach regarding terms of service? Was it just a breach, or was it for cheating? Because if it was for cheating in GAC, then a person should not be unbanned, because Lucifer's daddy posted on the SWGOH forums that anyone caught cheating during GAC would receive a permaban. But other bans for other infractions are not permanent. That's why I'm hopeful that Arnold will. This is why I'm not completely going ballistic and over the top. I do believe that Arnold will get that account back.
Okay.
And I believe he'll get that account back because he wasn't cheating during GAC. Cheating during GAC is the only noticeable perma ban threat that CG has made regarding breaches of terms of service.
Darth Evil states that it was for black market crystals in order to get galactic legends.
Right. Okay. So it was a breach of the terms of service, but it was not for cheating in GAC. So he's serving his time for a breach of the terms of service, and he's coming back June 27th. And like I said, you don't throw stones in glass houses. I'm not going to suggest for 1 second that someone that breaches the terms of service should not be reinstated at some point, because, like I said, the only permaban threats were for cheating during GAC. And there is a big ass document that's the terms of service. It is so easy to breach the terms of service, which is why I say 99.999% of content creators have breached the terms of service in one way or another at some point during their content creation lives, and that's what got me, that as soon as literally the second I watched it, the second it went live on his channel, and the second I stopped watching it, I opened up my YouTube channel and I went and looked through every single video I've made where I've shared where somebody has asked me to do their GAC as a guest doing their GAC, and I have removed that content because I do not want their accounts getting banned because they wanted to show off through a YouTube content creator what toys they get to play with. Because ultimately that's why people do it. That's why it's a big thing for a lot of content creators. We are a funnel for a lot of people that have a lot of toys in their accounts. Some people have gone nuts on Ewoks and relic them all, and they want to show them off. So they go to a content creator. Do you want to do my GAC? I've got a new teeny bomb, or they've got relicked murder bears. That's one of the fun things, and that's why I was more concerned and worried about Arnold getting that account that Arnold controls getting banned, because if they can do it to Arnold, they can do it to any of us. He's the biggest. He's the top of the tree. We are small little minnows. No one will give a rat's butt if if somebody who has shared their account with a 200 subscriber account gets banned. No one's going to care about that. 50 people will read it on Reddit and forget about it. So if they can do it to Arnold, they can do it to anybody.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if, like you said, Neil, if this is a temporary situation or if this is going to be a permanent ban type situation, because like you said, the only perma ban is cheating in GAC that they've said is going to be an automatic perma ban.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if this is permanent or if they put him in timeout and then eventually they allow him to bring it back. But
we know that people who have breached the terms and conditions have had communication, because obviously that person would have been communicated to that person that's going in Darth Evil's guild and coming back on the 27th. We are unbanning your account on this day. You served your you did the crime, you've served your time, you're coming back. Hopefully something will be forthcoming for Arnold regarding the Gary Kraken account, and they'll say, you're not permanently banned. We didn't give you any notice. We just banned you, and the discussion was had afterwards how long your ban is. It's 2 weeks, it's 4 weeks, it's 2 months, it's 3 months. We don't know how long the ban is going to last. I don't think it's going to be permanent, and I hope it's not permanent. I really, really do. To be perfectly honest with you, I think that what they'll do is they'll ban him. That account will be banned because, as he says, that's the account that he really, really wails on, so that he can show people the full extent and capabilities of new characters coming out. I think that they'll give him that account back once they've brought out a bunch of new stuff. So a load of new stuff's going to come out. He's not going to be able to interact with that new stuff that's going on in the game. And once that has passed, they'll be like, here's your account back. And that account will have missed 1 month or 2 months of all of this new stuff that is rumored to be coming out, and that's going to be his punishment. That account misses all of the new stuff that comes out over the next 2 months.
Well, he's still going to feel like crap. He's still going to be able to get all that new stuff.
He's still going to be able to get all of it, but he doesn't get it at the same time as everybody else. And when you
but he still gets it on his main account, which was not touched.
Yeah. That's not what he did. His content when he does his videos regarding his videos regarding Cara Dune, Grief Karga, and the Mandalorian were done on Gary Kraken, because that account had the roster to be the depth in roster that relicking those 3 characters would work with, and he could fully test it. His account didn't have the depth in the roster to be able to do that. So if he'd relicked Grief Karga and the Mandalorian and Cara Dune on his primary main account, the one that is his, he wouldn't have been able to fully test those 3 characters maxed out because his roster isn't deep enough to fully test those characters. The Gary Kraken one was, which is why he wailed on those characters on that account. And then he made his content. And that content got lots of views. You know, probably more views on that, probably more views wailing on those characters on that account than had he done the exact same thing on his main account.
Okay, Jackson Tucker in our chat says that's what I wanted to say, that people want to reach out to content creators so they could show off their fun teams, but it hurts them. Now people can't have their account shown off. Yes, they can. They can use sources like SWGOH. I'm sorry, SWGOH.gg. That's going to be hard for me to do, Neil. I'm glad you're having to do that, not me. Yeah. But people can do videos. They can record videos, and the content creator could show it off.
You can hop in Zoom and do a screen share.
People like watching their favorite content creator play with their accounts. That's why it happens. People who like to see Rambam do that, oh my God, I can't do gas. I can't do gas. Who can do gas for me? Rambam. Not doing it anymore. People love it when Grid does his stupid 24-hour marathon sessions. It's like, at the end of, have you ever seen Grid?
I have, and we love that guy.
Gridsy at the end of his 24-hour sessions after he's done God knows how many GACs, and it's like poking him, do another GAC. Here's another email and password. Do my GAC too. It's fun. It's entertaining. That's why people,
All right.
And that is a fun element that's been taken away.
I'm going to really quick address a question that Zaztastic has posted inside, highlighted here. He says, do you think that the terms of service ban will extend to people like Macias? It is against terms of service to have your account serviced by someone. It is against terms of service to give your account to another person or for you to play another person's account. I will reserve the answer from Macias for Friday's show. We'll have a answer from Macias on Friday's show. Today, this episode is 100% sponsor free.
If you trust somebody with your email address and the password for your account, I don't think you need to worry about that individual person giving up your ally code to CG for the account to be banned. Because if you trust someone enough to give them the email address and the password so that they can log into your Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes account, they ain't going to bubble you to CG. They ain't. They just ain't going to do it. Because it's just not going to happen. It really, really, really isn't going to happen. The reason why Arnold had his account banned was because of the bug regarding the crystals, and he volunteered that information to them. So it's an unintended consequence of the bug that he was facing regarding his crystals. Had that bug never occurred, he would never have submitted his ally code up the chain of command, and they would never have discovered that he was not the originator of said account that was banned.
All right. Before I talk about the bug itself that caused all this, Llama, do you have anything?
I mean, I really think that, like, when it kind of gets down to it, it is just the lack of communication is upsetting. Just watching all of the different hoops that he had to jump into to try and, in an innocent, or origin, to just kind of, hey, here's a bug. It's an issue that's happening. I'm sure it's happening to other people, trying to get it resolved, trying to have that communication. And then the first communication he gets back, it's your account's banned. You breached the terms of service. And that didn't even come from CG. It came from EA. So it's disheartening. And I've watched a lot of the videos that other content creators have put out, and it's a very similar message. It's scary to be a content creator, and it's disappointing about the lack of communication. It really is.
It's scary to be a content creator for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Yes.
You and I, Llama, have seen what other companies are doing for
Yes.
content creators. And okay, you know what? I am, in this case, I agree that something needs to be done for the content creators. Hell yes. It would be nice to be a part of it, but something needs to be done again for the content creators of this game. Now, we fall into the group that I would say if what their actions, if because of what they've said, they don't get into a second content creator program, unfortunately, I have to loop us in there because both Neil and I have said a few choice things about Capital Games in the past when it comes to some choices of packs and things like that they've done.
No, I haven't. That was the Nev. That wasn't Neil. That was the Nev. A completely different person. The Nev is a completely separate entity to Neil Andrew Eyre, you know? Where the Nev rages. Why do you think it's called a Nev rage? It's not called a Neil Andrew Eyre rage. It's called a Nev rage, you know? I do.
You know damn well what I'm saying, Neil.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to add some brevity to the situation.
And for me, you know, it would be a Stormin rage, not a Paul Anthony rage.
Exactly.
No, there used to always be Paul rages. I think you know that to be true, Llama.
Yes.
Paul rant. That's what it was. A Paul rant.
Paul rant and a Nev rage.
The
two shall meet.
But it all comes full circle. Give the content creators something that they can use to be able to preview these things. There have been two times that they have said, hey, we've got a beta, fill up this survey. Some of the very best beta minds that I know, they aren't even in it. You know, I have some people that are very, very good friends in this game that have reached out in the beta. And they're not invited back yet. And there's no reason that they shouldn't. They killed Kraken Chat. Okay. That's all right. But as far as content creators, guys, these people like Neil, people like Llama, people like we're not asking for everybody to get together and blow rainbows and sunshines up our butts about new characters. All we want is that is a content creator sandbox, the test accounts. Find a way to do it. I know one person that's in the beta right now, but they've had us all fill out something twice. If we did or not, you know, that's the question. I check the forums daily. Checking the forums on all this, there's people on both sides of the aisle on this whole Arnold issue. And you know what? It's just creating another damn divide in this game.
I mean, it's not an equal divide. I'd say it's like 90%, 10%. 90% are with Arnold, and it's a minority that's not on Arnold's side.
I think it's a vocal minority that's, I'm never going to spend another dime in this game until you unban Arnold. Look, Arnold's not banned. It's an account that
one of his accounts has been banned. It's not a permanent ban. We just don't know how long this ban is going to last. And like I said, I hope it's not a long one. You know, I hope it's weeks, not months. I really, really do hope it's weeks, not months. Because a lot of people have made specific purchases of characters based on his content. because he maxed out a character and a person went, you know what? That looks worth it. I've got that squad. That's going to be a purchase I'm going to make, and I'm going to put the time, effort, and resources into it. That's why I don't understand why EA or CG has done this. You know, he was making money not just for himself, but for CG. By doing those videos, it was encouraging people to spend, you know? And they've shot themselves in the foot over it.
And
here's the problem. Go ahead, Llama. Sorry.
No, and he's not the only one. And, you know, so the thing that is really just frustrating is we, as content creators, make content about the things that we love. It costs CG exactly $0 to get that advertising from us. People watch Arnold, people watch Cubs, people watch us, people watch all of these content creators out there, and they say, that looks awesome. I want to be able to do that. And then, like you said, they go and they spend money in the game to get that. It costs CG exactly $0 to get that income. And the fact that they can't even say a word to any of us is just, it's upsetting. It is. It's really upsetting. And, you know, you mentioned us, you know, playing that other game and how different the relationship is. Since playing that other game and since having those reactions and that other experience, my money has not gone into SWGOH. It's gone into Lego. All of it. I stopped spending money on my Star Wars account 100% because to me, Lego is more worth it because I know that the communication is there. I feel like I'm being listened to.
Yeah, but that 7th star is 150 shards.
It is 150 shards. But like I said, it's because I'm enjoying the game. I'm enjoying the community. I'm enjoying the way that the developers are part of the community. And that's where I'm enjoying, and that's where I'm going to put my money.
So, okay, but here's the verbiage. Here's the problem that I have with the Arnold video. His headline is abuses content creators. I don't think being slightly inconvenienced is abuse. I don't see a whole Ike and Tina Turner thing going on here. What I see is they took his toy away, and what did you say when we were talking earlier? Throw a teddy in a corner, Neil.
Oh, and so when one, you know, when someone does something that you don't like, throw your teddy in the corner. So you wouldn't go completely off the deep end if your account, which you've spent money on, got banned without warning. If your account got banned without warning, you wouldn't have some choice, emotive, subjective words to express about the people that banned your account. I understand that what he said was 100% subjective. It was not an objective headline. It was a subjective headline. But I'm okay with it because I understand that he wasn't thinking with a full deck when he wrote that title. He wasn't thinking with a full deck when he made his content because an account he's invested thousands of dollars in was banned. If I'd invested thousands of dollars into an account and it had been banned, can you imagine what I would have said? Can you imagine the neverage that would have ensued?
Okay.
Would it have been objective in any way, shape, or form, or would it have been the most expletively deleted, unbelievably subjective tirade you've ever heard in your entire life? Because I kind of err towards it would have been the second thing. It wouldn't have been calm and objective. It would have been highly subjective. So it is highly subjective. I get that, and I 100% understand the title being subjective.
Here's the problem.
Level, okay, sorry.
Here's the problem, Neil. I can't imagine you spending a penny on anything when it comes to a video game.
Exactly, which will bring me, which makes me, which actually, I was on the epiphany throne and had an epiphany.
Okay, share with us that epiphany.
If the community wants to come together around this and try and force EA to change the way things are being run regarding this game, a boycott isn't going to work. It's not going to cut it. The whales And the Krakens at Marvel Strike Force tried to do the same thing. And the month that they had their boycott was Marvel Strike Force's biggest cash month. All right. Now, we've tried all sorts, so it needs to be kind of a little bit of both. People that do spend money in the game need to stop spending, but we also need to put our money where our mouth is. I will not spend a dime on this game. And there are people who have gone free to play and will not spend a dime on this game. But I would pledge to spend on this game if it meant a complete and utter change in the way the game was run. I will pledge to spend money on a game if I think it is being changed to go in the right direction. If the management, if the leadership of CG was changed, if the communication was opened up, all of the issues that we have with CG and with EA regarding the running and the management of this game, if we could come up with some list of, not demands, but lists of things we would like to see in the game, I would pledge to spend. And I think that people who are free to play and simply will not spend on this game because they don't want to give money to CG would be, you know what, if we come up with a list of reasonable things that we want, I'll pledge to spend $10 a week or $20 a month or 30. I will pledge a certain dollar amount to spend on the game if a list of reasonable requests are met.
Kind of sounds like a list of demands.
Stop spending. Because I'm never spending on a game, but if it makes things change, I'm prepared to put my money where my mouth is. I will find $20 a month if it means I have to find $20 a month. I will find $20 a month.
All right, Llama, I'm going to throw to you in just a moment here, but I do want to point out that when Arnold says that content creators are abused, it did sound a little bit like he was. You know, I really, really hate this word. I'm trying to find the politically correct way to say it. Battered spouse syndrome. How about that? He had this happen to him, but he's still going to make videos. Of course he's going to. Now, with that being said, of course he's going to still make videos. He's got 150,000 subscribers. 150,000 subscribers. As of the time he released this video, well, just after he released the video, because he ended up hitting that 150 mark. Now, that being said, because of that 150,000, we're trying to push 1,000 us. We can't even get to 1,000 ourselves right now, and he's pushing 150. He is making coin because he makes these videos. He should be championing the positives and not throwing a magnifying glass, not mentioning them, but putting a magnifying glass. He should not be putting that magnifying glass on the issues and causing them to want to take away the Game Changer program, causing them to want to, take away test accounts. There are people that are beta testing things right now. But you know what?
CG aren't going to listen to. CG and EA aren't going to listen to us. They listen to the influencers at the top. They listen to the people at the top of the food chain. Arnold is the top of the content creator food chain regarding this game. So when he says stuff, you would hope that CGEA would listen. They're not going to listen to us. I mean, they might listen to hundreds of us, the smaller content creator, but 100 small content creators still pales in comparison to someone with 150 subscribers.
When was the last time they listened to Arnold? When was the last time they listened to Arnold?
Grievous. That was the last time, but Carrie was in charge then. We had somebody more communicative that was running the show. I mean, hell, even Crumb was a lot more talkative back then. I mean, look at all the puzzles under CG's reign. I mean, how awesome was that stuff? How much fun were those things?
Chewy 107. I'm gonna address this, and once again, remember, guys, I think I'm gonna make a few enemies today. Chewy 07 in our Twitch chat right now, as we're live recording this, says, "Are you blaming him for the cause of what they removed?" No. I'm blaming the establishment of the content creators of the Game Changer program that became toxic about their own product.
You can't.
And
That's
what?
a
You don't believe?
really subjective word, Paul. Come on, toxic, critical. Whether it's constructive or non-constructive, it's still critical.
Okay, they became non-constructive. Okay, fine. I'll say it then. Non-constructively critical about this game. I cringed watching those other ones, watching those guys. They've become good friends since, and I still enjoy them. But I cringed at times, wondering why the hell they're beating a horse that, why they're beating the cow that's giving them milk. How about I put it that way?
Yeah. The Biscuit Weasel. No. Absolutely not. Toxic is not the right word.
Yeah, I'll give you that, Neil. Llama, what do you got?
I mean, I think that there are two sides to every coin, and I think that both sides have blame 100%. I think that because of the actions of CG in cutting everybody off, they started a chain reaction that they now want to say, because you did this, even though we caused it, we are going to punish you for it. So yeah. I think that there's fault on both sides, and it's really, really difficult. It's hard.
Yeah. Okay. Right here. Where is it? Who said it? Biscuit Weasel says they were telling the people that the game is dying. I specifically remember, Neil. Titles. Is SWGOH dying? When Darth Microtransaction was the flash in the pan that he was in this game, he called for the death of the game because it wasn't like Raid Shadow Legends.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing that they weren't clickbait titles. They 100% were. And we had a discussion. I do not click on videos that have clickbait titles, but people are entitled to do that. People are entitled to click. That's why it's called clickbait. People are going to click on clickbait. People will continue to make clickbait titles if people continue to click on them. I will not click on a clickbait title because I recognize it as clickbait. Okay, but it's a big leap. It's a big leap from doing a clickbait title. I mean, the content might be fine, but I argued against it on many episodes. I didn't think that the game was dying at the time. It was stalling a little bit maybe. But it wasn't dying by any stretch of the imagination at all. But people are entitled to their opinions. And if they make a video saying the game is dying and they put that in the title, most people will look at that title and they'll think, that's a clickbait title. This is going to be a clickbait video. I don't think the game is dying. I don't need to watch it. And then some people will agree with that opinion and they'll be like, yeah, I agree with that opinion. I'm going to click on, I'm going to watch it because this content creator is going to say something that reinforces the position I already hold.
Okay, so if they have this clickbait title, it starts a mob mentality to where other people start echoing, and other people start echoing from the top down. So you've got the big guys that are doing all these broadcasts. That are doing these things. I mean, right now, Urs has, he didn't reach out to me. He didn't reach out to you. He didn't reach out to Llama, but he's having all these other.
Do they? I mean,
he doesn't have to, but he's having all these. He says, let's have this content creator powwow. But he called out a bunch of people, but he didn't call out us. And Urs is one of our good friends. But here's the thing. it starts from the top down. You're going to start seeing the mid tier and us. If we fell into that line, it becomes a mob mentality, and down the line it goes, and it spreads into the community, into the guild chat, into an alliance server, and it spreads and it spreads and it spreads. We've seen it come into our Discord server many times, and we try to put a positive spin on things. And if the content creators, and I'm willing, you're talking about a financial pledge, I am absolutely willing to give them a pledge that I will not abusively critique something if a content creator program was built again, and I will gladly find ways to create these videos that makes, I mean, we ladies and gentlemen, Llama and I have been invited to apply to a content creator program for Lego. And we've been brainstorming fun videos that aren't your typical, look at this new hero. It does X. It does Y. Go buy now. The thing is that we've come up with fun little videos of, hey, maybe we could try Firefighter Ash on this instead of going in with Poppy. Will it work? It's negativity sells at times, but when you start letting it run your videos and you're like, oh, look, I got 110 clicks instead of 100 because I was negative. Let me be more negative in the next video. You just start digging yourself into a hole, and eventually it bites you in the ass, just like it did today for Arnold.
So here's the thing. The negativity is already there because they chose to recognize that in the community and say, hey, a lot of these other people feel this way, and I know that it's going to get me attention. So let me voice my opinions and express how I'm feeling and make those clickbait titles and make that content that they know that the feeling is already there. They just decided to stand up and take advantage of the fact that that feeling was there to progress themselves further. And you can say what you want about wanting to be a positive content creator and put positive things out into the network, but that negativity is there. All they did was take it and run with it.
Monetize it. All they've done is monetize.
That's all they did.
They've monetized it.
And that's the exact right word for you to say, Neil.
People monetize. If you've got a crowd of 100 people and 70 people are saying one thing, and you've got a platform that can discuss or make content that reinforces 70%, then you'll make that content and you'll monetize it because you know that 70% is going to go and watch you. I cannot stand car crash reality TV shows seem to be all over the TV at the moment, and they have been for quite a while. I can't stand them. I won't watch them. But they started in the late 90s, and they have just promulgated and got more and more and more and more since then. Why? Because for some reason, it's what a large majority of the population want to watch. They like watching car crash TV. They like watching this reality TV. I'd prefer to see dramas and comedies and original programming instead of reality TV shows. It's probably why I don't watch TV and haven't watched regular program TV for over a decade, because it's just a litany of reality TV shows. Gaming is the same as that. It's a form of entertainment. So you're gonna get that as well. If 70% wanted to just talk about the good aspects of what they've done, content creators would find a way to monetize that as well.
If you have an angry mob on your hands and you happen to have gasoline, a blowtorch, and a bunch of pitchforks, you're gonna sell the flaming pitchforks to the angry mob. I get it. I absolutely get it. But Run DMV says, monetization or clickbait, we all just want a better game. There is a better game on the horizon.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
It's not even fingers crossed, Neil. I actually have some faith. Maybe am I the only one? If I am not the only one, say something in the chat, or say something in our YouTube comments. If I am the only one, confirm it for me. Guys, I cannot be the only one who thinks that great things are on the horizon and they just need to be able to get it done. And that's why we haven't had so much conversation, and why they spread out Galactic Legends is that they've been retooling all this thing. What we're doing right now here is a discussion for our Friday show. Here's the one thing that I just want to cast the doubt on with the whole. It all stems with they negotiate with cheaters and hackers and allow them to keep playing. Okay. The Bulldog video, I have asked for proof. I want to see more of that DM from Lucifer's daddy. I want to see more of that to verify its validity. And in return, I want to end up seeing I want to know if it's true. We have, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached out to CG just like we did with the Bulldog video, and we got a response back that it will be looked into, and we have not seen this Exegol account work or do anything since then, and we've benchmarked it. But nonetheless, we've reached out. We hope to get something for a statement by Friday. Maybe we'll even get it via the forums. I'm fine with that, however it comes. But I need more proof of this whole Lucifer's daddy 1 week ban, when Bulldog was saying directly in the video when he showed it that it was a 5-month ban, when the screenshot that he was showing was 1 week ban. Nonetheless, even though I personally want proof, and I think you're behind me on this, Neil. I would think that you would, and if not, you tell me.
It's always preferable to have 2 or 3 forms of confirmation. That's the way the media works. Something comes out, and then that's your first source. That's your primary source. You want that primary source to be confirmed by a second source, and maybe even a third source, so that you can say we've had this information confirmed by 2 independent sources or 3 independent sources. So there has been no independent verification of said communication. So that doesn't mean that it's false. It just means that we haven't had it independently verified. That's the way the media is supposed to work. You get something, it's sourced to you, and they go out and they're supposed to look for some form of independent verification. That's all we need. If we had some independent verification, I'm sure it would put the issue to bed with you.
It would. It would.
It would be nice to have some verification. Whether someone out there is able to provide said verification, I don't know. But because we haven't got a second tier of verification doesn't make it not true. It just makes it unverified. That's all. Let's keep
all right.
To remain objective, it's just it is unverified. That's it.
All right. Llama, any input on this? And then I do want to wrap this up. I wanted to try to keep this special episode under an hour.
Yeah. So someone said in the chat, DA Commission said, well, you were going on your tangent about, your belief in the game and feeling like something good is on the horizon and keeping the faith and trying to stay positive in the community. They asked, what's the point? And the point is this right here. It's the, the 36 viewers that we have on this stream right now. It's the hundreds of people on the server that we've made a community and a family with. It's you, Paul and Neil, and getting to sit here on a Monday night and chat with, some people that are, my best friends, even though I've never met you guys. And, it's things like the GoFundMe for Christy and the donations for Biscuit. And it's, what we do for each other and the connections that we've made and wanting to keep those alive and play a game in a universe that we love. That's why we try and stay positive, and that's why we try and not feed into that negativity as much as we can. So we get to stay together and we continue to do things that we love in a game that we love.
Yeah. So Bringer says, why prove the Bulldog issue? Because the Bulldog issue was referenced to 150,000 people plus, because there's some people that don't subscribe to Arnold, because he's using this as his battle cry on that they negotiate. This, because he's using that as his as his banner. That is why I want proof. Now,
you want verification, not proof. It could be true. You just want
verification.
You want independent verification. Let's be clear, so that nobody can have a go at you. Let's be 100% clear. I
want verification that happened.
Exactly. Believe that it's true, but we want verification.
All right. Now, with this being said, ladies and gentlemen, the Escape Pod Castaways Content Creator Network stands behind Arnold. We may be critical of him, but we stand behind Arnold. Unban his account as soon as reasonably that you can. That account, yes, it may have been transferred, but it did a whole hell of a lot for the community. We stand behind Arnold, even though we may not agree with him. If he wants to come on and disagree with me personally, Arnold, you damn well know that the invitation has been out there for almost 2 years now. But we stand with Arnold as a show, as a community, and as a network. We are there for you, Arnold. Once again, even though we may not agree with you at times. But we call upon CG to reinstate this account in whatever mode or modus operandi that it needs to be. Because this is what was driving his business that promoted you. And we will continue to promote you in the way that we know how and that you afford us. And we will be there through and through until the dying breath of this game. Neil, Llama, anything to add?
I'm cool.
Neil?
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I've said my piece. I'm good.
All right.
Agree.
We're just under an hour. Podcast version will be just about an hour. With that being said, we're going to sign off for now. We'll see you Friday. Be nice to each other, damn it. Neil, push the button.
Cheerio, folks.
Peace.